Suddenly Last Summer is a 1959 Southern Gothic mystery film adapted from Tennessee Williams' 1958 play. Directed by Joseph Mankiewicz and produced by Sam Spiegel, the film features a stellar cast including Elizabeth Taylor, Katharine Hepburn, and Montgomery Clift, alongside Albert Decker, Mercedes McCambridge, and Gary Raymond. The story unfolds in a lush, oppressive setting where secrets and societal pressures collide. Elizabeth Taylor delivers a powerful performance as Catherine Holly, a young woman grappling with the traumatic death of her cousin. Katharine Hepburn plays the role of Violet Venable, a wealthy and manipulative matriarch determined to protect her family's reputation at any cost. Montgomery Clift portrays Dr. Kukrowitz, a psychiatrist drawn into the web of deception and madness. The film explores themes of repression, desire, and the struggle for truth, all set against a backdrop of Southern charm and darkness. The tension builds as the characters confront their pasts, leading to shocking revelations that challenge their very identities. In 1937 New Orleans, Dr. John Krakowitz, portrayed by Montgomery Clift, works at the state-run Lions View Mental Institution. He is dedicated to finding new treatments for patients deemed hopelessly insane. His focus is on a radical procedure known as lobotomy, which he believes could offer a chance for recovery. However, the institution is severely underfunded, making his work even more challenging. Just when it seems that hope is dwindling, a wealthy and influential widow named Miss Violet Venable, played by Katharine Hepburn, steps in. Her reputation is well known in New Orleans, and she presents herself as a potential benefactor for the struggling institution. Miss Venable's interest in the hospital and its patients raises questions about her true intentions, especially as she has a personal connection to one of the patients, Catherine Holly. As the story unfolds, the complex dynamics between Dr. Krakowitz, Miss Venable, and Catherine reveal deep-seated secrets and moral dilemmas surrounding mental health treatment during that era. The tension builds as Dr. Krakowitz navigates the ethical implications of his work while being drawn into Miss Venable's enigmatic world. The film explores themes of sanity, trauma, and the lengths to which people will go to protect their loved ones, all set against the backdrop of a society grappling with the stigma of mental illness. The characters' interactions lead to a dramatic climax that challenges the viewer's understanding of compassion and the human psyche. Miss Venable shares an extremely close bond with her poet's son, Sebastian. They vacation together every year, creating cherished memories that shape their relationship. However, tragedy struck the previous summer when Sebastian died, while on a European vacation with Miss Venable's pretty niece by marriage, Catherine Holly, played by Elizabeth Taylor. This loss deeply affects Miss Venable, who struggles to cope with the grief and the circumstances surrounding Sebastian's death. Catherine, who was with Sebastian during his final moments, becomes a focal point in the unfolding drama. Miss Venable's desire to protect Sebastian's memory leads her to confront the painful truths about his life and the events that transpired during that fateful trip. The tension between Miss Venable and Catherine grows as they navigate their shared grief and the secrets that linger in the air. Their interactions reveal the complexities of love, loss, and the impact of memory on their lives. The film explores themes of obsession, mental health, and the struggle to find closure in the face of tragedy. As the story unfolds, the audience is drawn into the emotional turmoil that defines their relationships, leaving them to ponder the nature of truth and the lengths one will go to preserve the memory of a loved one. In the film Suddenly, Last Summer, a significant conflict arises from Miss Venable's $1 million donation to Lions View, which is tied to her desire to have Dr. Kukiart institutionalize and lobotomize Catherine. Miss Venable, a wealthy woman, claims that Catherine is mentally deranged, and she believes that this drastic measure is necessary for her well-being. However, during a meeting with Dr. Kukiart, Catherine insists that she is not deranged. Instead, she reveals that something deeply troubling from her vacation last summer with Sebastian is haunting her. The memories are fragmented, and she struggles to articulate exactly what happened that caused her such grief. As the pressure mounts from Miss Venable, who is determined to see Catherine silenced and treated, Dr. Kukiart faces a moral dilemma. He must decide whether to proceed with the lobotomy, which would erase Catherine's memories and possibly her identity, or to delve deeper into the events of last summer to uncover the truth about what transpired between Catherine and Sebastian. This conflict not only highlights the clash between wealth and mental health, but also raises questions about the ethics of treatment and the importance of understanding one's past. The tension builds as Dr. Kukiart weighs the implications of his decision knowing that the outcome could change Catherine's life forever. Elizabeth Taylor made a significant choice when she selected Suddenly, Last Summer as her first film after her contract with MGM ended. This decision was not just about her career, it was also a testament to her influence in Hollywood as a top box office draw. Taylor used her star power to advocate for her friend Montgomery Clift to be cast in the film. Their friendship had deep roots, and she believed in his talent despite the challenges he faced. Clift had been struggling with alcoholism and prescription drug abuse for years, which had taken a toll on his health. His chronic issues made him uninsurable, creating a barrier for many filmmakers who wanted to work with him. However, Taylor's insistence on his casting highlighted her loyalty and commitment to supporting her friends in the industry. This film became a pivotal moment for both actors, showcasing their talents while also reflecting the complexities of their personal lives. The collaboration between Taylor and Clift in Suddenly, Last Summer remains a powerful example of friendship and resilience in the face of adversity. Casting Montgomery Clift in Suddenly, Last Summer was a pivotal moment for the film, especially considering the challenges he faced during production. His struggles with personal issues and health problems could have led to his dismissal from the project. However, Elizabeth Taylor, a close friend of Clift, played a crucial role in ensuring he remained part of the film. She insisted that she would not proceed with the movie if he were replaced. This loyalty not only showcased their friendship, but also highlighted the importance of Clift's talent to the film's overall impact. In her role as Catherine Holly, Elizabeth Taylor delivered a performance that became one of her most acclaimed. Having recently experienced the loss of her husband, she channeled her deep emotions into her character's climactic monologue. This moment was particularly powerful, as Taylor drew from her own grief to portray Catherine's anguish and desperation. The intensity of her feelings was so overwhelming that she could only perform the scene once. After completing the take, she found herself unable to continue, as the tears flowed freely, reflecting the raw emotion she had poured into the performance. This combination of Clift's casting and Taylor's heartfelt portrayal contributed significantly to the film's lasting legacy. Katharine Hepburn's experience during the production of Suddenly, Last Summer was far from joyful. The film kept her away from her longtime lover, Spencer Tracy, who was critically ill at the time. The years of heavy drinking, smoking, and pill use had begun to take a toll on Tracy's health, adding to Hepburn's distress. She found herself in a challenging environment, feeling frustrated with the director, Joseph L. Mankiewicz. Hepburn disliked how Mankiewicz seemed to favor Elizabeth Taylor, which created tension on set. Additionally, she was concerned about the treatment of Montgomery Clift, who was also struggling with his own personal issues. The atmosphere was not conducive to her usual strong performance. Hepburn's dissatisfaction peaked with the film's final shot of her, which was filmed in harsh lighting that left her looking unflattering and without makeup. This experience left a lasting impression on her, overshadowing the film's artistic achievements. By the time Suddenly, Last Summer was released, Elizabeth Taylor was married to Eddie Fisher, who made an uncredited appearance in the film. He played one of the street urchins who begged Taylor's character for a morsel of bread. This small role added a personal touch to the film, given the real-life connection between the actors. On the other hand, Montgomery Clift faced significant challenges while working on the film. He found his part to be extremely demanding, which led him to film many of his scenes in very small increments. This approach to acting was not typical, and created tension on set. The director became terribly annoyed with Clift's method, and even considered asking the producer to fire him. Clift's struggles were not just about the role itself, but also reflected his own personal battles during that time. The combination of Taylor's personal life and Clift's professional challenges created a unique atmosphere around the film, making it a notable piece in cinematic history. After the film was completed, both the director and the producer expressed their concerns about the source material. They admitted that they found it to be poorly constructed and rooted in a kind of pop psychology that did not resonate with them. This perspective highlighted their struggle with adapting Tennessee Williams' work into a cinematic format. Williams, known for his complex characters and deep emotional themes, was not pleased with the film either. He openly criticized the way his material had been reworked, feeling that the essence of his play was lost in the adaptation process. The changes made to the narrative and character motivations did not align with his original vision, leading to a disconnect between the playwright's intentions and the film's execution. This dissatisfaction from both the creative team and the playwright underscores the challenges of translating stage works to the screen, especially when the original material is rich with psychological depth and nuance. The film's reception was thus marked by this tension, as the artistic integrity of Williams' writing clashed with the filmmaker's interpretations and choices. One notable aspect of the film Suddenly, Last Summer is its recognition at the Academy Awards. This film is one of only 5 movies to receive 2 Academy Award nominations for Best Actress. In this case, the talented Katharine Hepburn and Elizabeth Taylor were both nominated for their powerful performances. This achievement places Suddenly, Last Summer alongside 4 other distinguished films. The first is All About Eve, released in 1950, which saw Anne Baxter and Bette Davis both nominated for their roles. The second is The Turning Point, from 1977, featuring nominations for Anne Bancroft and Shirley MacLaine. The third is Terms of Endearment, which came out in 1983, where Shirley MacLaine and Deborah Winger received nominations. Lastly, Thelma and Louise, released in 1991, also had 2 actresses nominated, Gina Davis and Susan Sarandon. This unique achievement highlights the film's significant impact and the remarkable talent of its leading ladies. Gore Vidal expressed a unique perspective on the success of the film Suddenly, Last Summer. He credited movie critic Bosley Crowther with playing a significant role in the film's popularity. Crowther wrote a scathing review that condemned the movie, labeling it as a creation of degenerates who were obsessed with themes of rape, incest, homosexuality, and even cannibalism. Vidal believed that this harsh criticism, rather than deterring audiences, actually drew them in. The sensational nature of Crowther's review sparked curiosity among viewers, leading them to flock to theaters in droves. This phenomenon highlighted how controversy can sometimes serve as a powerful marketing tool. Instead of shying away from the film's darker themes, audiences were intrigued by the very elements that Crowther denounced. Vidal's insight into the dynamics of criticism and audience reaction reveals a fascinating aspect of film culture during that era, where provocative content could ignite public interest and drive box office success. The interplay between critical reception and audience engagement remains a compelling topic in the world of cinema. The film Suddenly, Last Summer is part of a lineage of adaptations of Tennessee Williams' works, following 2 notable films, A Streetcar Named Desire from 1951 and Cat on a Hot Tin Roof from 1958. Both of these earlier adaptations hinted at themes of homosexuality, which were present in Williams' original plays. However, they did so in a manner that was somewhat restrained, reflecting the societal norms and production codes of the time. In Suddenly, Last Summer, the film takes a step further in addressing these themes, yet it still maintains a level of coyness regarding explicitness. The production codes, which monitored the content of films, allowed for a slightly more lenient approach in this adaptation. The fate of Sebastian, a character in the story, serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of living a life that is not true to oneself. Although Tennessee Williams is credited for the screenplay, he had no involvement in the film's production beyond providing the source material from his stage play. This adaptation, like its predecessors, navigates the complexities of desire and societal expectations, making it a significant entry in the realm of cinematic interpretations of Williams' work. The film Suddenly, Last Summer faced significant challenges regarding its musical score. Initially, Malcolm Arnold was chosen to compose the music for the film. However, he encountered difficulties with certain elements of the story, which he found deeply disturbing. This discomfort led him to withdraw from the project after only creating the main themes. His departure left the film in need of a complete score, prompting the producers to seek a replacement. Buxton Orr was then brought in to finish the musical composition. This transition in composers highlights the complexities involved in adapting sensitive material for the screen. The final score, crafted by Orr, aimed to complement the film's intense themes and emotional depth, ensuring that the music resonated with the audience while aligning with the vision of the filmmakers. The challenges faced during the scoring process reflect the broader struggles of translating intricate narratives into a cohesive cinematic experience. Every day during the filming of Suddenly, Last Summer, Mercedes McCambridge shared a car ride with Montgomery Clift to the London set. Clift had a peculiar routine. He insisted that their driver make a stop at Wormwood Scrubs prison. Once there, he would lean out of the car window and scream at the convicts behind bars. This unusual behavior was a reflection of Clift's struggles during the filming process. His challenges were not just artistic, but deeply personal, stemming from a tragic car crash in 1956 that had a lasting impact on him. This accident occurred near the home of Elizabeth Taylor, and her then-husband, Michael Wilding, and it left Clift grappling with physical and emotional scars. The atmosphere on set was charged with tension, as Clift's struggles were palpable, yet he continued to push through, showcasing his dedication to his craft. The dynamic between McCambridge and Clift during these rides added a layer of complexity to the filming experience, highlighting the intersection of personal turmoil and professional commitment. After Montgomery Clift was injured in a serious car accident, his life took a difficult turn. He became increasingly dependent on drugs and alcohol, which affected his ability to perform. This struggle made it hard for him to find a doctor willing to certify him as insurable for the film suddenly, last summer. As a result, his performances in the movie showed signs of his inner turmoil. Viewers could see that he was shaky and not at his best. The crew on set was mostly sympathetic to his situation, understanding the challenges he faced. However, Katharine Hepburn, a prominent actress in the film, felt resentment towards the poor treatment Clift received from the director. This tension added another layer to the already complicated atmosphere on set. Clift's struggles were not just personal, they affected the entire production, highlighting the challenges faced by actors dealing with addiction and the pressures of the film industry. His performances, while still powerful, were marked by the weight of his struggles, making the film a poignant reflection of his life during that time. Upon the completion of filming suddenly, last summer, Katharine Hepburn's reaction was one of intense frustration and anger. She found the behavior of the director and producer utterly unforgivable. As soon as the final cut was called, she approached the director to confirm that her services were no longer needed for the film. This moment marked a significant turning point in her relationship with the production team. When the director confirmed her departure, Hepburn's emotions boiled over. In a dramatic display of her discontent, she spat in his face. This act of defiance was not just a fleeting moment. It was witnessed by the crew, who were taken aback by her boldness. Some sources even suggest that she may have directed her ire towards producer Sam Spiegel as well, although it remains unclear if she spat at both men or just the director. Regardless, her reaction underscored the tension and dissatisfaction that had built up during the filming process, leaving a lasting impression on those present. Contemporary reviews of Suddenly, last summer were mixed, reflecting a range of opinions about the film's themes and performances. While many critics praised the acting talents of Katharine Hepburn and Elizabeth Taylor, noting their strong portrayals and emotional depth, others were less enthusiastic about the film's overall impact. Hepburn's performance was often highlighted as a standout, showcasing her ability to convey complex emotions. Taylor also received positive notices, with critics acknowledging her compelling presence and the intensity she brought to her role. However, not all reactions were favorable. Notably, John Wayne expressed his disdain for the film, going so far as to label it as poison that was polluting Hollywood's moral bloodstream. His strong feelings reflected a broader concern among some audiences and critics about the film's controversial subject matter and its implications for societal values. This divide in opinion illustrates the challenges faced by filmmakers in addressing sensitive topics during that era. Suddenly, last summer, directed by Joseph L. Mankiewicz, is a gripping exploration of madness, truth, and the lengths to which individuals will go to protect their secrets. The film centers around the enigmatic Violet Venable, portrayed masterfully by Katharine Hepburn, who is determined to silence her niece Catherine, played by Elizabeth Taylor, after the mysterious death of her son, Sebastian. The narrative unfolds in a tense atmosphere, where the audience is drawn into a web of psychological intrigue and moral dilemmas. At the heart of the story is the question of Sebastian's death. Violet insists that he died of a heart attack while vacationing in Europe, but Catherine's fragmented memories suggest a far more sinister truth. Her insistence on revealing what happened last summer leads to her being labeled as mentally unstable, resulting in her confinement to a mental institution. Violet's desperation to have Catherine lobotomized raises ethical questions about sanity and the manipulation of truth. Is Violet genuinely concerned for her niece's well-being, or is she attempting to erase a dark secret that could tarnish her family's reputation? The performances in the film are nothing short of extraordinary. Hepburn's portrayal of Violet is chilling. She embodies a character whose love for her son borders on obsession. Her cold demeanor and relentless pursuit of Catherine's silence create a palpable tension that drives the narrative forward. Conversely, Taylor's performance as Catherine is raw and emotional, capturing the turmoil of a young woman grappling with trauma. While some may argue that her portrayal leans towards hysteria, It is precisely this intensity that underscores the gravity of her situation. The contrast between Hepburn's icy resolve and Taylor's emotional vulnerability creates a dynamic that is both compelling and unsettling. Montgomery Clift, as Dr. Kukrowitz, serves as the moral compass of the film. His character is tasked with the responsibility of determining Catherine's mental state and the appropriateness of the proposed lobotomy. Clift's performance is understated yet powerful, providing a necessary balance to the more flamboyant portrayals of the leading ladies. He embodies the voice of reason amidst the chaos, grappling with his own ethical dilemmas as he navigates the pressures exerted by Violet and the hospital administration. While the film is adapted from a Tennessee Williams play, its cinematic execution sometimes feels constrained by its theatrical origins. The dialogue-heavy scenes, filled with lengthy monologues, can occasionally detract from the visual storytelling. However, the strength of the performances by Hepburn and Taylor elevates these moments, allowing the audience to remain engaged despite the film's talky nature. Their ability to convey complex emotions through dialogue and expression compensates for any shortcomings in pacing. The film's exploration of madness and truth raises profound questions about the nature of reality and the human psyche. As the narrative unfolds, viewers are left to ponder who is truly Mad Violet, with her obsessive need to control the narrative, or Catherine, whose fragmented memories may hold the key to understanding the events of last summer. The tension builds to a dramatic climax, forcing both the characters and the audience to confront the uncomfortable truths that lie beneath the surface. In conclusion, suddenly, Last Summer is a thought-provoking film that delves into the complexities of familial relationships, the struggle for truth, and the consequences of repression. With powerful performances and a gripping narrative, it invites viewers to question the nature of sanity and the lengths to which individuals will go to protect their secrets. The film's exploration of these themes remains relevant, making it a compelling watch for those interested in psychological drama and moral ambiguity. As the haunting echoes of Suddenly, Last Summer fade, we invite you to delve deeper into the lives of the remarkable cast who brought this intense story to life. What became of these talented actors after the final credits rolled? Their journeys are as compelling as the film itself, filled with triumphs, struggles, and unexpected turns. Elizabeth Taylor, known for her fierce portrayal, faced both personal and professional challenges that shaped her legacy. Montgomery Clift, a brilliant yet troubled star, navigated a tumultuous path that left a lasting impact on Hollywood. And what of Katharine Hepburn, whose career continued to flourish in the years that followed? Join us as we uncover the unique stories behind these iconic figures, revealing how their experiences in the spotlight influenced their lives and careers. Prepare for a captivating exploration that will leave you eager to learn more about the fates of these unforgettable talents. Katharine Hepburn's portrayal of Mistress Venable in the 1959 film Suddenly, Last Summer is a chilling exploration of grief and madness. Hepburn embodies a woman consumed by the loss of her son, revealing layers of obsession and denial. Her performance is marked by a haunting intensity as she navigates the dark themes of memory and trauma. This role showcased her ability to delve into complex characters, solidifying her status as a formidable actress. After the film, Hepburn's career continued to flourish, earning her 4 Academy Awards. However, her personal life was riddled with challenges. She faced public scrutiny for her unconventional relationships, notably with Spencer Tracy, a romance that was both passionate and tragic, as Tracy was married throughout their time together. Hepburn also dealt with the pressures of Hollywood, often clashing with studio executives over her independent spirit. In her later years, Hepburn became a reclusive figure, living in her Connecticut home. She remained active in film and theater until her health declined. Hepburn passed away in 2003, leaving behind a legacy of groundbreaking performances and a life marked by both triumph and turmoil. Her story continues to intrigue, reflecting the complexities of a woman who defied societal norms. Elizabeth Taylor's portrayal of Catherine Holly in the 1959 film Suddenly, Last Summer is haunting and powerful. Catherine is a young woman grappling with trauma and madness, haunted by the mysterious death of her cousin. Taylor's performance captures the character's vulnerability and desperation, showcasing her ability to convey deep emotional turmoil. This role marked a significant moment in Taylor's career, as it allowed her to explore darker themes and complex characters, moving beyond her earlier glamorous image. After the film, Taylor's life was marked by personal struggles and public scandals. She faced multiple tumultuous marriages, including her infamous relationship with Richard Burton, which was both passionate and destructive. Taylor battled health issues, including a near-fatal bout with pneumonia in 1961, and later, she became a prominent advocate for AIDS research after losing many friends to the disease. Her life was often overshadowed by tabloid headlines, including her tumultuous love life and her battles with addiction. In her later years, Taylor became a beloved figure, known for her philanthropy and activism. She continued to act sporadically, but her health declined, leading to several hospitalizations. As of the last known information, Elizabeth Taylor passed away in 2011, leaving behind a legacy of both cinematic brilliance and a life filled with both triumph and tragedy. Albert Decker's portrayal of Dr. Hochstader in the 1959 film Suddenly, Last Summer is a chilling performance that captures the character's sinister and manipulative nature. Dr. Hochstader, a psychiatrist, embodies the dark complexities of human psychology, revealing the depths of moral ambiguity and the consequences of obsession. Decker's ability to convey both charm and menace adds layers to the character, making him a memorable figure in the film. Beyond this role, Decker's life was marked by both professional success and personal turmoil. He gained fame in the 1940s and 1950s, appearing in notable films like The Killers and Dr. Cyclops. However, his career was overshadowed by scandal. In 1968, he was found dead in his home under mysterious circumstances, with reports suggesting he may have been involved in a sadomasochistic incident. This tragic end raised questions about his private life, revealing a man who struggled with his identity and desires. Despite his talent, Decker's legacy is tainted by the darkness that surrounded him. His life serves as a reminder of the complexities of fame and the hidden struggles many face. The last known information about him remains shrouded in mystery, leaving a haunting impression of a man who was both brilliant and troubled. Eddie Fisher played the role of a street urchin in the 1959 film Suddenly, Last Summer. His character, though minor, added a layer of grit to the film's exploration of dark themes. Fisher's performance was marked by a raw intensity that hinted at the struggles of youth in a harsh world. This role came at a time when Fisher was already a well-known singer and actor, but it also foreshadowed the personal turmoil that would soon engulf his life. After the film, Fisher's career faced significant challenges. His marriage to actress Debbie Reynolds ended in a highly publicized divorce, largely due to his affair with Elizabeth Taylor. This scandal tarnished his image and led to a decline in his popularity. Fisher struggled with addiction and faced financial difficulties, which further complicated his life. He battled depression and often found himself in the shadows of his former glory. In his later years, Fisher attempted to rebuild his career, performing in Las Vegas and on television. He published an autobiography, revealing the darker sides of his life, including his struggles with fame and personal loss. Eddie Fisher passed away in 2010, leaving behind a legacy marked by both talent and tragedy. His life serves as a reminder of the complexities behind the glitz of Hollywood. Mercedes McCambridge's portrayal of Mistress Holly in the 1959 film Suddenly, Last Summer is a haunting performance that captures the character's deep emotional turmoil and complex motivations. Mistress Holly is a woman grappling with the tragic death of her son, and McCambridge's ability to convey despair and madness adds a chilling layer to the narrative. Her intense delivery and commanding presence make her a memorable figure in the film, showcasing her talent for embodying troubled characters. Beyond her role in this film, McCambridge's life was marked by personal struggles and controversies. She faced significant challenges, including a tumultuous marriage to actor and director William C. McCambridge, which ended in divorce. Her life was further complicated by a public battle with alcoholism, which she openly discussed in interviews. In 1972, she was involved in a scandal when she was accused of being the voice of a notorious criminal in a high-profile case, leading to a media frenzy. Despite these hardships, McCambridge continued to work in film and television, earning acclaim for her voice work and stage performances. She received an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress for her role in All the King's Men in 1949, solidifying her status as a talented actress. In her later years, she remained a figure of intrigue, often reflecting on her past struggles and the darker aspects of fame. The last known information about McCambridge indicates that she passed away in 2004 at the age of 85. Her legacy endures through her powerful performances and the complex life she led, marked by both triumph and tragedy. Montgomery Clift's portrayal of Dr. Kukrowitz in the 1959 film Suddenly, Last Summer is a haunting performance that captures the character's struggle with moral dilemmas and the weight of his profession. Clift, known for his intense and brooding presence, brought depth to the role, embodying a man caught between compassion and the darker truths of human nature. His ability to convey vulnerability and inner turmoil resonated with audiences, making Dr. Kukrowitz a memorable figure in his filmography. Clift's life was marked by personal challenges and scandals. He faced significant hardships, including a near-fatal car accident in 1956 that left him with severe facial injuries and led to a long battle with addiction. This incident altered his appearance and affected his career, leading to a decline in roles. Clift struggled with his sexuality in an era that was not accepting, which added to his internal conflicts. His relationships were often tumultuous, including a close bond with Elizabeth Taylor, who supported him through his darkest times. In the years following Suddenly, Last Summer, Clift's health deteriorated and he became increasingly reclusive. He continued to act but never regained his former glory. His last film was The Defector in 1966. Clift died in 1966 at the age of 45, leaving behind a legacy of complex characters and a life filled with both brilliance and tragedy. His story remains a poignant reminder of the struggles faced by those in the spotlight. Gore Vidal attended the 1959 film Suddenly, Last Summer as an audience member, a role that reflected his complex relationship with Hollywood and its narratives. Known for his sharp wit and controversial views, Vidal's presence at the screening was emblematic of his engagement with themes of sexuality and societal norms, which the film boldly explored. His career was marked by a series of provocative works, including novels, essays, and plays that challenged the status quo. Vidal's life was not without turmoil. He faced personal hardships, including a tumultuous relationship with his family, particularly his mother, who struggled with mental illness. His public persona was often overshadowed by scandals, such as his infamous feud with William F. Buckley Jr. during the 1968 Democratic National Convention, where their heated exchange became a defining moment in American political discourse. Vidal's sexuality also placed him at odds with mainstream society, leading to both criticism and admiration. In his later years, Vidal became increasingly reclusive, living in Italy and reflecting on his legacy. He passed away in 2012, leaving behind a complex tapestry of literature and a life filled with contradictions. His last known works continued to provoke thought, ensuring his voice remained relevant long after his death. As we wrap up our look at the 1959 film Suddenly, Last Summer, we reflect on how the lives of its cast transformed after this powerful project. Elizabeth Taylor, who played the troubled Catherine, faced intense scrutiny and personal challenges, yet her performance solidified her status as a Hollywood icon. Montgomery Clift, battling his own demons, delivered a haunting portrayal that showcased his immense talent, even as he struggled with the aftermath of a tragic car accident. Katharine Hepburn, with her fierce dedication, continued to break barriers in her career, proving that age was no limit to her craft. Did you watch this film in your childhood? What memories does it bring back for you? Perhaps it was a family movie night or a late-night viewing that sparked your interest in classic cinema. We invite you to share your stories and connections to this film in the comments below. Your experiences help keep the spirit of Suddenly, Last Summer alive for new generations.